Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. I'm Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and Mikey. I think the Prophets would be so confused if they could see us right now. You and me sitting around the fire like the good old friends that we are. Oh no, that's right. You don't consider us friends now, do you?
Evidence! True or false?
Judge Mikey has passed down another verdict. That's a good fucking episode.
Yeah, I wish he died in that episode. And that's not because, that's just because I just religious zealot. He doesn't pull off the religious thing as well as Cisco does.
No.
And he has to sleep with Kowin.
Yeah. I think he should have something should have happened. You know the story where he becomes the religious leader on Empire Nor. I think that's fine. I think that was interesting, but I definitely feel that they went too far in the last season with making him look Bajoran and, like you say, getting on with Kai Wynn and also being possessed by the Power Wraiths. Yeah. It was just a few too many steps. It's not bad because it feels like a I can see thematically what they were going for, and it's not terrible. It's just kind of it's all right.
It's one of those things where they love the character.
Yes.
They love the actor. And they didn't really want to say goodbye to either. So they tried to keep him around, and I just don't think it worked. I think that would have been an amazing episode to go out on.
Yeah, the waltz episode, yeah.
True evil does exist.
Then it pans over to Bashir. No, it pans over to Molly.
Yeah.
Fucking Molly.
You leave Molly alone. It pans over to Keiko.
The sins of the mother are passed on to the daughter.
That's not fair. Keiko's a monster.
Actually, I lied because the last episode I watched last night was the episode where O'Brien's undercover trying to infiltrate the Orion Syndicate.
Yeah,
Bilby?
It's just... he makes friends with the guy, and he's just like, we're buddies, and he's just like, oh no, you betrayed me. Well, I'm dead.
Ah, but O'Brien does get a free cat.
He does, that we never see again. I think Keiko ate it.
Oh, I was going to say Molly again. Daddy, what happened to the cat as she slips the tail into the side of her mouth? Oh, no, Chester.
No. Spot, no. That's what happened to Spot.
Well. No, actually, no. We see Spot in Generations, don't we? In the movie,
you see a cat in Generations.
Oh, that is fair. Yeah, we don't know which version of Spot that could be.
And they told Data it was Spot.
To be fair, as the credits roll, the cat's kind of it's lying on its back. Then it goes over and nuzzles with O'Brien. I just said in a darkened room, "I'm going to take over the station." You know.
You've done this before.
I'll escape from this room, which is why I'm never in the rest of the series. I'll live in the vents, like the Tribble.
Him and the Cardassian voles.
Oh, yeah, there. That's how Chester survived. He went around eating
Chester
voles.
was just waging this unceasing war against the voles from taking over the station.
Oh, man, that's a series right there.
And, season 8, one of the vents falls out and it's, missing a limb, missing an eye, got an eye patch, little bandolier on, and he's just like, close it! Close it! They're coming through!
That's just a tidal wave of voles that are coming. But he's saying it in cat language, so it's more meow.
Yeah, and they're all just like, oh, he's so cute.
Oh, the little fluffy kitty.
We're all going to die.
I actually like that episode with Bilby. It's not an amazing episode, but it's nice to have kind of a fairly interesting O'Brien-centric episode.
Yeah, and it continued the trend of if he's in it, something bad will happen.
He doesn't come out happy, that's for sure.
No, he doesn't.
No joy for O'Brien. He must suffer, as it was written. So shall it be. But we're not here to talk about Star Trek this week, Mikey. We're here to talk about Transformers, and there is some news.
There is literally some news.
Not a lot, but that's how it be and how it do. We got third-party news, and that's practically all of our news for the week. But we'll kick off. Fans Toys FT31D Smokey. Which is, of course, by the name I'm sure you can all guess, it's a masterpiece scale, because of course it is. Yeah. Drag strip.
I don't get the
from
name.
Fan. No, I don't, because I would have, like, Smokey, I think of bears.
I think Smokey
and
the Bandit.
forest fires. Oh, that works too. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a reference to another racing car man.
I was going to say, I don't remember what Smokey and the Bandit is actually about. So,
a man who smokes.
Smoke.
And he's a bandito. Yeah, exactly. It's that guy. So, Mikey, if I was to tell you it's another one of the Fans Toys, as close as animation accurate style as they can get, and it's drag strip, what would you say? Would you be surprised?
It sure looks crap in its vehicle mode. Like, I hadn't really looked at the vehicle mode before. That looks...
Why do you say it's crap?
That needed paint.
I mean, you could say that for the entire figure, but
that needed
paint. Maybe he needed a bit more like difference in the orange. But I'm guessing they're again just going for that animation accuracy and drag strip. I'm pretty sure it was just yellow all over, right?
I'll take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure he was. Don't get me wrong, we didn't see a massive amount of drag strip just chilling.
Yeah, like we never had drag strip's focus episode where him and Swindle like turned out to be brothers or something.
Oh, that would have been neat. Would have been weird, but neat. So I think it looks fine. I think we've said before on the show that the Fans Toy stuff has never been very inspired, and we still don't hear anything amazingly good about the quality of their figures. Maybe that's changing. I doubt it.
In general, I heard they're uninspired, and yeah.
It's mean to say, but I could see that.
I mean, there's never been a Fans Toys figure that grabbed me, except for one which did not grab for the right reasons. It grabbed for the sheer ludicrousness of it.
Yeah, but I think when you're buying these on the aesthetic, and if they're hitting the aesthetic for you, you're probably going to be happy enough with them.
Yeah,
I think is probably the way to look at it. Like, that's why they're still going and haven't gone out of business, because there's that dedicated fan base who look at these and go, "That's what I want," and it doesn't need to be a deep, intricate transformation. It just needs to look like the animation model in both forms and be competent. Not amazing, just competent.
Yeah,
and that's fine. But I don't think we really have anything else to say on a very competent figure.
That's like the most positive we've ever been on something like this, which is like, it sure looks put together.
I thought I'd throw them a bone. I thought I'd give it the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, let's play devil's advocate and see potentially why people could be really invested in it, even though, as usual, we're not. So there we go. That was me and my bone throwing. Mikey.
Yes.
Tell me about the next toy, which looks very similar to another toy we've had out years ago.
Does it?
Years ago.
It?
Yeah.
Does
Is
it?
it actually that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, in 2014, you may have remembered the Toy World Infinitor came out, which was one of the only third-party Fort Maxes.
Yeah, back then, yeah. Is it still?
Yeah, there aren't many of them. Well, Zeta Toys have revealed the EX09 Ford, and this is a repaint of that toy.
Ooh.
Which I believe... I'm not sure actually what the relationship between Toy World and Zeta Toys is off the top of my head, but I think they're at least sharing some designers. Or it could just be like Toy World renamed themselves. But yeah, this is due out in June, and it's repainted with a comic-style, accurate, metallic finish.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's got shiny paint.
Yeah.
So this was a very, very, very G1 styled figure. That I saw a review of, which basically came down to, this sure is the G1 toy with joints. At a time when that wasn't really a thing that people were saying. So, and if you look at it, it sure is the G1 toy with joints. Now the paint job looks fine. I mean, it is just basically someone got the metallic paint out. But it does look nice. It's got nice, catches the light really well. I can't say I'm excited for this. Andy, are you filled with the jism for this?
Whoa, that's an interesting way to phrase it. It seems weird to re-release a toy that's a good few years old at this point. I remember seeing it originally and being, I thought it looked quite nice for what it was going for. Like, again, not amazing, not like the most inspired thing ever, but I was like, oh, well, back then it was kind of unique. It was a small down version of Fort Max that seemed, again, fairly competent and had some fairly nice articulation to it. Now we're in 2020, it looks older, which it is. It doesn't look like it's cutting edge in terms of third-party kits, and that's saying something, because third-party kits, of course, have evolved a lot since, when did you say it was, 2014?
Yeah, so 6 years.
Yeah, so 6 years, yeah. The third-party market has changed dramatically. Granted, at least this is different even in today's market. I guess you could say it's a positive, but yeah. Because they did a Grandis as well, didn't they?
I think he came out first. Not Grandis, Grand Maximus. I think he came out first.
That's it, yes, Grand Maximus, yeah. But he didn't come with the shell, of course.
No, because there's no joy in the world.
I could barely tell that it had metallic paint on it, by the way.
It was shiny.
Yeah, it's only on the blue bits, though.
Yeah.
It's blue bits of go home. Blue balls go home. Blue balls Bashir. Shall we move us on, Mr. Mikey?
Please do.
Shockwave Labs give us an upgrade kit. Well, I wouldn't say an upgrade kit, personally. I'd say an accessory pack.
I would say a
Siege
necessity.
Megatron. Oh, would you?
No,
I doubt
trying
it.
to be dramatic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say trying to be facetious, but that. Right, so this is the SL77 upgrade kit for Siege Megatron, the previous one. But I think it's fair to say it's probably going to be compatible with the Earthrise one as well, right? Since it's the same bloody toy.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it wasn't.
It won't be with the upscaled KO version, which is coming out or came out.
Is it?
I think it's came out.
Nice. Well, I mean, I've never thought about it, so I'm assuming it would come out. But
yeah, I did check out the KO version that was upscaled, and they didn't do the thing I really wanted them to do, which was lock the head into place. Like with a clip or something. They didn't do that. They gave it extra like flaps to cover holes and stuff. I was like, I just want something to lock that head into place. And believe it or not, they even had a little bit of the scuff marks on him painted. Not all of them. Like they left some of them on his legs, but they took all of them off the chest, took them off the head, took them off the arms. It was just for some reason like around the ankle, not the ankles, the shins. I was like, that's weird. It was a weird choice. It still looked a lot better, though, to be fair. Because it wasn't just everywhere. But yeah, so what is this kit? I haven't even told you what it is. It's a spiked mace. It's the thing that Megatron had in that one episode, which they always need now. So he comes with, obviously, a gauntlet adapter for where it kind of pops out. And it comes in a slight curve shape for, dramatic swinging action. You fold the hand away and then you kind of just blob it onto his forearm. And it seems like as well you can stick on an effects part in the top of it for some reason. I don't really know why. They've got like an energy blaster blast coming out from the top of it. And I don't know why.
I think they're saying that it's got a port. I'm not sure if they're saying that each spike can fit an effect part, or if they're saying like we just stuck a port on this.
I think there's just a port. Yeah, no, there's just a port.
Why?
But I can't imagine what effect part or port or peg, sorry, that you could use to work with it that would look natural.
I mean, yeah, it kind of looked like someone stuck a weird sword on the end of a mace, and now it's like sword mace.
Either that or the energy mace is shooting.
Or vomiting?
Oh no! Yeah, put two little eyes on the side of it. It's like blah. That'd be great. It's just vomiting energy. That'd be fun. You could make that work if you recolored it like yellow and put little red eyes on it and said it was a Crimzeek vomiting energy. I'd buy that.
Yeah, no, I could get, or like a Crimzeek exploding out of it or something like that.
Yeah, I could. It's an odd choice though.
Yeah, it really is.
To have the peg and port thing where it is. Not the mace. The mace is just very like obvious in some ways. It's just like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Mikey, maces. Are you in favor of them or are you against them?
I use them for self-defense.
Oh wow! I mean, you got to protect yourself against horses.
I use them against the children.
Oh well, they were asking for it. Yeah, I'm guessing that's it then, Mikey. Unless you got anything else, move. Oh no, I've got another one. I lie. We've got another Shockwave Labs thing, the SL-75. So we're going back rather than forward. To the Earthrise Ironworks, who is one of those little Micromaster bases, and he comes with a missile and a windmill mill part. The wings. I don't know what I'm not a windmiller, so I'm not really sure what the swooshy bits on a windmill are called. What's
filthy windmillion?
No, I don't farm them. I
Town.
don't grow them. Well, what are those bits called? Because now I'm just interested. Do you know what they are?
I think they're just a fan.
Okay. Blades probably
Windmill
sounds
blades. Well, I mean,
smarter.
like, they're usually made out of cloth.
Cloth.
Oh,
yeah, or metal.
So
I was thinking of the actual windmills
you
get.
Yeah. So, yeah, your base has a windmill now.
Yeah, which is accurate to how the original one was.
Okay.
The missile is... Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. The idea was it transformed into a communications tower.
With a windmill?
Which... I think the idea was for that to be a radar dish, but obviously you could only fold so much. You couldn't make a complete disc, so it transformed, I think was the idea. So it's just like, that'll do. But I'm pretty sure everybody thought of it as a windmill.
It's a windmill.
I could be wrong.
Like, I'm just going to say now, if you're using that as a satellite dish, good luck in your reception.
Maybe it spins around really fast.
Andy,
then it gives the look of a dish.
It's got grooves like it's made out of cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's been to Amsterdam.
Like I say, I have the toy, but I don't know the lore behind the toy. So maybe it's the solar panels.
The deep Ironworks lore. I never really thought of that.
Oh, they had bios, so they had lore.
Micromaster days, no one cared.
They still had bios and shit.
No one cared.
Be like, this is a base that does this, and you go, okay, cool.
This one can power your home without using the evils of electricity.
You said for Micromasters they didn't care about bios. I didn't care about bios ever because that involved reading, and I was like, fuck that. I don't ever need to read.
Andy standing in the library, pulling down bookshelves. It's for the weak.
Burning them. You mean? Fuck your knowledge.
Fuck.
Tiny 5-year-old Andy throwing Molotovs around the
Fuck
library.
Your knowledge!
Take your knowledge to hell with you.
Waving a Warhammer manual, rather.
Hell yeah.
The only knowledge I need!
And, well, to be fair, as a kid, I didn't read those codexes. I just looked at the pictures.
Yeah.
Because they were very, very engaging.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Especially the artwork. I thought the artwork was sometimes even better than the fancy photos of the models. I was like, look at this cool artwork. Oh my god, it was so good.
I didn't realize you could buy them.
What, the codexes and the army books?
Like, I had the books.
Oh, the models?
Yeah. I thought they were just like, this is a picture gallery thing.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, I was in the middle of Ireland. I didn't even know what it was. It was called White Dwarf, and I was just like, no one's small in this.
Yeah, I guess Ireland probably wouldn't have had many Games Workshops. They would have probably had like one in Belfast and then
one in Dublin, and like now we have some more, and we have some independent game shops, but no, the idea of like, oh my god, like little 90s Mikey wandering around going like, I'm gonna go read my Warhammer manual, yay! That doesn't happen.
No, I imagine not. Back to Ironworks. I don't know again why he comes with a missile. That was probably something again with the base. The windmill seems to be being used in the robot mode as a like buzzsaw, I think is the idea. And then he has a shoulder mounted missile. I do think these two things add very little, but a little bit more to the base mode.
Yeah, no, I think they're
to make
fun,
it a bit more unique.
It's one of the things where like, these are fun. I wouldn't pay for them.
No. But are you and I saying that just because we don't really want to buy these toys at the moment in general?
I would say it because I think
Because I think that might have something to do with
these
it.
will be overpriced for what they are, and then you've got to pay shipping on top of it.
Yeah, that's probably not an unfair statement either. I don't know. But for those interested, those who are excited to kind of up their ironworks, here you go. Here's a little option for you. Mikey, now you can take us on to some DNA stuff.
Yeah, DNA Design have revealed a new upgrade kit, DK17, for the big Convoy figure that came out a little while ago. This is TF Mammoth Fusion Cannon, which is the Matrix Buster. Now, this is not the same mold as the... Excuse me. This is not the same mold as the official one that came out for crazy prices last year. This is a slightly stylized version of the design from the cartoon. It has a removable cannon crown. Comes with a brand new matrix you can insert into either Big Convoy or the cannon itself. The handle for the cannon rotates to basically... So basically, like Convoy could be a righty or a lefty. And there's a new part so that you can mount the cannon upon the immobile mammoth.
Ooh.
As nature intended. So feature-wise, this is very similar to the official one. But yeah, it's a bit different. And it could, like, you can deconstruct it down a bit so your cannon is a bit less miniature Stargate and more like just big gun.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this. I like the design. I think it's a neat little accessory. Again, I would be cautious about buying it because I would be worried about the price. But I think as a design, I think it's really cool.
Sure.
Andy, thoughts?
Yeah, it's. I think it's a bit more of an. I wish there was a side to side of this version and the official one, just to see what the differences are. Because in my mind, these look very similar, and I'm pretty sure that's not the case. But I do like the design of this. It does look very intimidating and big. I guess an issue would be how easy is it for him to hold without falling over?
Yes.
And I guess probably quite easy, because it looks like he's, like when he's holding it up in the air, it looks like he's got enough. I'm wondering if he needs the tusk, the trunk gun, to help balance him out, because it does seem like the trunk is being used as a third leg.
It really does.
But I don't know if that's essential or if it's just like, well, you can store his gun on his back and everything's all good or what. I don't know.
I mean, like, for that pose, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I need a balance.
Yeah, just an extra thing to keep him from toppling over. I could see that. I'm not sure. Yeah, but the actual design of the gun is neat, so it's not terrible.
No, it's really good.
Yeah. By the way, neither of us have talked about prices or release dates because, well, as far as I can see, none of these stories have had those things in them either. So what can you do?
There is officially fudge all.
Yes, that is the technical term for it, I think. Shall I take us on, Mikey?
Plus.
Fans Hobby show off the MB-17. Me and Mikey, obviously, last week talked about the MB-15, which was the naval commander, which was the Armada Optimus Prime, even though we didn't have the name of it because no one had reported on the colored images. MB-17 is Armada Megatron. We have some very, 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 very early prototype images of what this guy will look like, how big he'll be, and included Mini Robot, his Minicon, Leader 1, or whatever he was called in Japan. I think this is too early to really judge, just because it looks very rough, especially compared to the Optimus Prime. Who's next to him and has all the details on him and has a lot more solid shape. This one looks like softer in terms of its outline.
Yeah,
it doesn't look finalized, which I'm sure it isn't.
No, I would say like this is very early prototype.
Yeah, which is probably why it's all in silhouette as well. So it's like, you know who it is, but please don't judge this. It's not done. It's like the first prototype where we've got the basic shape and how it transforms, and then everything else will follow. The shape, the details, and everything else, I would assume. So you see him in tank mode as well. Interestingly enough, the tank mode is not accurate to the show.
What?
I'm not wrong there, am I?
No, so in the show, he was a H-tank, like a big-ass H-tank. He basically had a big gap in the front where his robot head lives.
Yeah, I don't know why that was done for a choice, even now.
Because it was Armada and they really didn't care.
Maybe, I don't know.
So here, they just sort of made him a normal tank with a slight, like a very slight divot out the front. So he's he's more of a very thick U tank than a H tank, because he also doesn't have anything in the back with the big gap for where his legs spread.
Right.
Because he had a very odd look when you actually think about
it. You mean in vehicle mode or in robot mode, or both?
Both, but I think the vehicle mode in particular.
Yeah, it's certainly. None of the. None of the Decepticons were really in disguise, because none of them looked like anything you'd see on Earth, really.
Or
they were very stylized
in space.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of it now, and it's just like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I had that toy. I was very fond of that toy, but no.
It feels older than it probably should be. It feels like something that came out of the 90s.
It felt old
just
then.
because of how bricky.
Like, a lot of the Armada line had, like, they were so inhibited by their gimmicks, and he was covered in little functions for minicons. Like, he was a PlayStation. He was, and I mean a station for play. Before he was an action figure. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I would agree.
He was fun. I enjoyed him, but he weren't a golden boy.
No, you don't have him no more. He's gone walkies, I'm sure, right?
Rolling. He can't walk. His legs didn't move.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So yeah, I guess we'll be able to talk about this guy later on in the future when we see more of him. Who knows when that will be? I'm actually kind of... No, not really, because I'm guessing their Optimus Prime must be close to finish if they're showing off this now. So this is probably hyping people up for the next stuff. I'll take the next one as well, and then Mikey
I'm just going to spoil it. I don't know who the guests are for TF Nation.
Oh, okay. Then you could do you can do the next one, and I'll try and find the story.
So the next bit of news is rumor. War for Cybertron, Earthrise, Sleep Mode, Optimus Prime.
I hope this isn't real.
Ghost Prime. That's all I'll say. So Reddit user Type Next shared an image of a seeming Optimus Prime repaint in gray. Like, people are like, is this a real toy? Is this a custom, or is this Photoshop?
Which was it?
I don't know, but looking at it, I would lean towards either real or Photoshop. There's, like, if you look at the grey cab, that grain looks a little off to me. But anyway, basically, could there be a he's only sleeping mode Optimus Prime coming in Earthrise? And if it is, do we believe he is only sleeping? Also, why are we pretending it's sleeping now when they fucking killed him on screen?
Maybe. Well, here's the question, Mikey. Do you think it's real? Or do you think it's fake?
I think it's very easy to fake, but I could believe it's real. I just think it would be a very odd repaint to start with.
An odd one to start with, but maybe it's going to be sold as like a San Diego... Well, not San Diego because that's cancelled now, but maybe it was going to be sold as some kind of convention exclusive, as like, it's the one from the movie. Everyone loves the movie when he died, right? So he's the dead one.
None of you cried.
Like you say, it's not a very interesting repaint, and we said this before when we've seen, sleepy mode Optimus Primes. But it seems like something Hasbro would do, because we know that they really do like to crank out the repaints as much as possible, which of course makes sense.
Yeah,
you've got to make your money back.
Just like
on
why
the molds and stuff.
Why wouldn't you do Nemesis or Magnus or hell Shattered Glass before you do sleep mode?
Yeah. Like if they, Mikey, if they did sleep mode, but in the trailer, right? In the trailer, you had a little desk. And a little computer in there as well. And you had like a little workbench.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Maybe some pictures of monsters on the side of the truck as well.
Yeah, but you'd have to have it in, like, yeah.
There's your San Diego Comics.
Yeah.
San Diego Convention exclusive.
Basically, we're obsessed.
Head redesigned to have headphones on as well.
Yes. Well, like, you just give him the classics head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't happen.
No.
You should do that though. I think, like, as soon as, like, if I was a Hasbro person and I saw Gridman, I would be, we need to lean as fucking heavily into crossing over with Gridman as possible.
I am slightly amazed that a Shattered Glass Optimus didn't come out in Japan in the last couple of years.
Yeah. I wonder if it's tied down, like if there's some legal things with it or something.
Like, Gridman's licensing and stuff is held by Subaraya.
Mm-hmm.
And they are pretty tight. Like, there was the infamous thing of they tried to cut down on all the sexy fan stuff until they...
In Gridman?
In Gridman, yeah.
Okay.
Not in the show. I mean, all the, like the dojins and the games and the body pillows. And...
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, because the basic Trigger is usually pretty relaxed about these things. Like, you want to draw everyone in our show fucking? Off you go. We don't care. But Subaraya has noticed, like, historically is very, like, boot to the floor, no, about this.
Mm.
And eventually Trigger convinced them to let it happen, because what they said, one of the key things about the fan community that arises around our shows is fan content and the freedom for that fan content to take any reasonable form.
Yeah.
So what they ended up doing actually was they did pull things like the body pillows, because then they started making things like the body pillows.
So they made them themselves. Okay,
so they
that's
said,
fair
like,
enough.
these are going to be out there. They're going to be official, sexy body pillows of these characters. So you can snuggle up with a reclining Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Or a big-butted Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
And do whatever you like to do with a body pillow. Because I'm sure it's just sleeping. So I would say trying to get hold of the shared rights to say, like, oh, here's an official Gridman X Transformers product would be a bitch.
Okay.
Now, like, subtle references like they did with the comic, that's a different, well, subtle, but references like they did with the comic is a different thing altogether. But I would say Subaraya are not it's basically Subaraya are with Ultraman products what Hasbro is with transforming Transformer toys.
Ah, okay.
So, you'd probably have to jump through a lot of hoops.
Interesting.
But hey, there's always the Ava Optimus. To me, that's not fair. I actually think that looks good.
No, you don't.
I don't want it, but I think the color scheme's fine.
Yeah, it's alright. It just references something that we don't like.
Evil!
Mikey, shall I tell you about TF Nation's live stream thingamabob?
How many stripograms were involved?
Not enough, which is always the answer. It's always the answer. So as you know, we talked about TF Nation and the conventions being cancelled for obvious reasons. And now they're going to be doing a live stream. Or they have done a live stream, if you want to know. Yeah, they are. Yeah,
They're
this
doing
is
one, because it's not
they
going
are doing
until
one.
August?
Yeah, they are also doing streams. Like they did a thing yesterday apparently where they watched More Than BCI Part 1 and it was a watch along.
No.
Okay. That's what they did though.
No.
It happened. It did.
No.
It did. So
why,
we have
Why? Why?
I don't know.
I don't even like doing that at cons.
No, I especially don't like doing that.
Like, it's just like, there is nothing more strenuous than being in a room watching something that people have seen 1,000 fucking times that they are convinced is the single greatest thing ever made. And you're just sitting there going like, I enjoy this when I'm on my own.
Is it bad that I was thinking like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if they put on SSSS Gridman? And then you said that and I'm like, technically that still works for SS Gridman,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Also, it's just like now it's us standing there
Yeah.
going like, that's the reference! That's the reference! Let me tell you! That's Cliff Jumper! I'll show you! Look at his shoes! Look at his shoes!
I put on like Harume Fu.
No, they're not. No, they don't deserve it. Harafume.
No one does. No one deserves it.
That, like, no, you're not. Like, one, I don't want to. That's like sit down with friends watching. And two, I don't want to be in there while someone goes like, anime sucks, this is terrible. I'm just like, I throw a chair at them.
You die now. You die now.
Ironically, I will kill you with sweets.
That's right. Oh no, that would happen too.
But I'm sorry, just like I draw the line. It's just like no. It's like if you turned on Kill la Kill and someone said shit. Just like
Happens.
yeah, but then you just see furniture flying through the air at their head.
Whee!
I'm imitating what was on the screen.
The 3 guests that have been announced for the TF Nation stream, that I assume will take place when the convention would have, are Peter Spallas. He's going to be on. It doesn't say how long or anything like that, or what this entails. Oh, man. Also, Paul Eiding and Townsend Coleman. So they're going to be popping on to the stream and doing something stream-related for the show. But I don't know. So, yeah, there you go. Thought that'd be interesting for people who were interested in watching the TF Nation stream. There you go. Those are some of the guests. Maybe more on the way. Maybe not. I don't know. But there you go. Ba-boom. Babushka.
Boom.
Mikey, any thoughts on that? Or should we move on to stuff that we did of the week?
These days, I think it would be hard to just stop Peter Spellows doing something to do with it.
Okay, yes.
Because he won't leave. I don't think he goes back to America in between. I think he just sort of waits in Birmingham. Because he won't leave, and he...
He's a nice guy, so that's fair enough. So I'm guessing you don't. Okay, yeah. Mikey,
yes.
Tell me what you did in the week. What did you do for fun? Did you rub your bum?
Punched a duck.
Did you spit in the air? I don't know.
Punched a duck.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, your dog has interrupted the podcast before, so I can understand why.
Had it coming.
You also call her a little shit sometimes as well. Actually, quite often.
She's a little shit.
There you go. She's asking for it.
I'm not wrong.
No.
What did I do? Well, since we mentioned it there, I watched episode 8 of My Next Life as a Villainous. Every ending it leads to a doom flag, or Hamafume?
Yeah.
Hamafume. Basically the really fun show that I am fucking loving.
Still good.
So this one, I had to stop at one point so I could breathe. Because everyone but the original heroine Maria and the I will sabotage every relationship you attempt to have with her lesbian Mary were sucked into a book where basically every chapter is a reflection of the desires of the occupants, and you have to read what happened all the way through of at least one chapter to get everyone out. And Mary was going to burn the book.
Yes, literally kill everyone in the book.
With everyone inside it, because she couldn't fucking take it. Because in this, oddly enough, for this fucking group, every desire was, I want to bang Katarina.
Yep.
Probably
and every time she was like, what's going on? Why is Keith really sexy? What's happening?
But my question was like, was it her in every single instance, or were those like their versions of her? And
no, it seemed to be her.
Yeah, but she didn't really remember anything but the sweets.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm curious, but also like it just say like their perfect version of her, the idealized version of her, is an idiot.
I mean, that's her though, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I don't think it was more that. I think it was more like the scenario, and for some reason she was, maybe because she was in all of the fantasies, maybe she was also outside of it for some reason.
And she's
because each time she was like, wasn't I in Keith's room, or wasn't I with the prince just a moment?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Oh,
whatever.
man.
I'll just keep going with it.
Like, I loved it. I fucking loved it. Like Sophia surprised me.
She was like, I love you!
Sophia, like, small, dainty, demure little girl, slams her against a wall. I'm just like, I love you! She's trying to say it.
I wouldn't mind living here forever. Done. You're gonna live here with me forever.
Do you mean that? Bang! And it's just like, shit, she's... Like, I guarantee you the end of this chapter is going to be something Mary's been planning for a while.
Consider that Sophia seems to be the reincarnated version of a best friend as well.
Yeah.
Their relation went up in a few levels, didn't they?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Her friend's got a lot of pent-up energy from back in the day. Like,
Yes.
her friend died. She was very depressed. Then presumably at some point she died.
Yes.
So, Also, Sophia's been stressed about being a albino her whole life, so she's probably never has a lot of pent-up energy herself. So,
Yes.
Giordo's is probably the most obvious,
Yeah.
which is, welp, the door is locked.
We're married. We're going to sex now. And she's like, "What's going on? I'd prefer a sweet rather than wine, thanks." Like,
Keats was basically their normal life, but dialed up to 11.
Yeah, he just got into, like, I'm going to talk in a sexy way, which I found slightly creepy, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Just like, oh yeah,
Like,
he's supposed to be like the Playboy in the original version, wasn't he?
That's right, yeah.
Nichols was the romance book that Katerina and Sophia read.
Which almost makes me think that he's read that book as well.
He must have.
Yeah.
The Devilish Count. And we
Oh,
never
man.
got to see much of Alan's.
No, because his was just, I'll play my piano.
And then the book
that's
got
it.
slammed.
Yeah, Mary was like, "Nah, I know what's going to happen." I
Oh.
was like, "Nah, I'm good."
And Katerina wants sweets.
This stupid girl. This stupid woman.
Katerina, her deepest desire is to freely be obese.
Yep.
So much that she broke I don't even think that was the book being fulfilled. She broke the book.
Oh, no, yeah, that was how it was suggested. Like, the book couldn't contain her avarice for sweets, which is horrifying.
And then it ends really sweetly as well, the fucking thing.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Which is like Alan going like, I was just playing piano, why is everyone working up? And just like, alright, we'll climb the fucking tree. I like this tree. But then Mary's just like, I will chop this tree down and kill you both.
Yeah, they're about to kiss, and she's like, "I have to stop this."
I was reading something that basically said, this is the story of a bisexual idiot. And I was just like, that's a good summation.
I'm not sure that she's bisexual, though.
She thinks the girls are hot. She's made that very clear.
Yeah, that's true. But
And, like,
she hasn't really shown any I don't know whether she has any romantic interest in them because she's trying not to die so much, and she's also stupid.
Yeah, but you could say that about the boys as well. Except Nickel, and her whole thing with him is just like, you're so pretty.
Yeah.
So but she's into romance stuff. She's got to have some inclination towards romance. Like, or else she, her life would be very different.
That's true, yeah.
But what an amazing I love this show.
It's good.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, and if you badmouth it, fucking furniture, man.
Damn, boy.
Like tables, chairs, a full set of cutlery, I don't care. But no, like I continue to highly recommend this to anyone who wants a break from either the really, really repetitive stuff or the dour stuff or anything, or just like given current circumstances, you want to laugh. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
Did I watch beyond the main thing for anime? Did I watch anything else of note? No, I had a week where I was kind of like, I need to watch something. Oh, I did watch one thing, but I had a week where I was like, I need to watch something. Well, I'm going to bed. Because I usually I'd watch anime like after 10. But I was just like, I'm going to bed. But yeah, I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes of Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Season 1, because Season 2 was out, and people seem very pleased with that show, and I can't take it.
Oh. I like that show a lot.
It's weird, I should like that show a lot, because the animation, and more the animation direction, is excellent. Really, like, there's a it's one of those shows where it feels like there's a lot of visual budget to it, and the animation style is really complimentary. And there are moments where I did laugh. They were not common.
Okay.
And I really feel I should like this, because structurally, it's got a wee bit in common with the Monogatari series.
Right.
Which is basically talking heads. But the gag, each gag runs too long. And the way it works, which is basically they both have a half second of thinking something, and then a narrator spends 2 minutes explaining something.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens 3 or 4 times an episode because each episode is 2 or 3 different stories.
Yeah.
I very quickly ran out of patience, and I feel like it was supposed to be endearing me to them, and by the end I'm just like, you're just atrocious. Like, no one should date either of you.
Oh, that's a shame. It's a bummer you didn't get into it.
Yeah, I was really disappointed because I'd heard really, really good things from everyone I know who'd seen it. But
yeah, I love it. I'm really looking forward to starting up season 2.
Yeah, well, like, I am happy that you are having fun.
Yeah.
But hey. Now, Gundam-wise, Gundam. I have started my watch, and I finished a read. I read the first 3 volumes of Gundam Crossbone.
Yeah. Had you done that at the start of last week?
No.
I think.
No, I was about to start.
Okay, that's what it was. Fair enough.
So, from what I was reading, Volume 1 is the most popular among traditional Gundam fans. And as the series went on, they got more annoyed because basically both the narrative and particularly the enemy mobile suit designs got differenter.
Fun.
Yes, for me, I came away saying like, but I like this.
Yeah.
I think it's a really fun manga. It's a direct sequel to F91. The protagonist of F91 is in it under an assumed name.
Oh, so he's not calling himself Seabrook?
Kincaid.
Kincaid.
He's the pirate.
Ah, okay, sure.
And also the antagonist from F91 pilots the X2.
Is that the guy who wore the silver mask?
I'm assuming so. I haven't seen.
Okay,
F91.
I guess he doesn't have the silver mask in it. Okay.
There isn't really a Char clone in this. Not a proper one, unless it's him.
It's probably him.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm working with the Crossbone Vanguard, but am I? Because the Crossbone Vanguard were the bad guys or the other side, inverted commas, for F91. And now, like, the name has been now reclaimed and made into what it always should have been, which is Space Pirates. Of goodness. And, like, the captain of the Mother Vanguard ship, she is the love interest from F91, I think.
Oh, Cecily?
Yeah, like she's under an assumed name as well.
Oh God. Okay.
Like, because from what I was reading in the last few months, there's a lot of that in Gundam with sequels. Just like, I'm not him.
Yeah, they did that basically because of Quattro Bagina in Zeta. I think is the idea.
Yeah. God, it was Cher. Even I know that was Cher.
Oh yeah.
You never saw his eyes, of course, it was Cher. Like, or at least I've never seen in the 4 seconds of Zeta footage I've watched, which was the Psycho Gundam. So, the basic narrative is out in Jupiter, it's the furthest colony, and it's become very independent, and it's become a bit sort of aristocratic in its structure. And it's basically the head of the Jupiter Empire, the Jupiter colony, who is secretly calling it the Jupiter Empire, has decided he wants to invade Earth. And no one really knows about this except a bunch of basically transfer students, including Tobia, who are there when a Jupiter station that is secretly shipping poison out is attacked by the Crossbone Vanguard. And he finds out what's going on, and Kincaid says, listen, I can send you back to Earth, and you can pretend none of this ever happened, or you can come with me or do something about it. And Kincaid pilots the X1, the Bean, I think his name is, pilots the X2, and eventually Tobia gets the X3. And in later books, he would inherit the X1 because the X3 has a very short lifespan. And yeah, they delve into stuff like nobility and aristocracy, and they do delve into different political structures. Like, they're not so much... So something, and after seeing a few episodes of Seed as well, spoilers, something I'm getting the vibe from Gundam is it's not necessarily what people tell you it is, where it's like, war does not have good guys and bad guys. It from what the vibes I'm getting and from what I remember of Wing, it's kind of like, war has bad guys, but on the bad guy side there are good people, and on the good guy side there are bad people.
Pretty much, yeah.
But there is a bad guy.
Yes, yeah, there are always antagonists who want the war to continue.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, those reasons will differ. But
Yeah.
there's so is someone who's like, yeah, this war gotta keep going because fuck those guys.
Yeah, but I like the Jupiter Empire. Why the king of that thing? He basically wants to wipe out Earth and turn it into a resource. Like wipe all life off the planet, kind of wipe out. Yeah, the only letdown in the first volume for me is the art doesn't really work for some of the action scenes, but it's mid-90s kind of stuff, and it like there's very like sometimes there's so much going on in the panel, like they're trying to show the energy effects and everything else that doesn't quite work for me. But the characters are fun. The blue F-91 I really liked is from this, which I didn't realize, which means I'm officially obsessed with Crossbone. And I thought the story was good. I thought the characters were engaging. I like the scenarios. I like the fights. I like it is quite I suspect it is quite weird because the mech designs even at this stage are pretty out there, and also there's a bit where Tobia with a small gun is in a one-on-one fight with the X2. And I mean a one-on-one fight with the X2 in a gladiatorial combat. He has to gladiator fight a Gundam.
Yeah.
And he wins. And but then Volume 2, which is Skullheart, is the one where the X1 gets remodeled to have the skull on the chest. And that is an anthology series, which includes the Blue F-91. Harrison is back in it. It has things like a bunch of Jupiter dissenters are trying to steal a space post, basically a space post van. Harrison and his team are trying to protect it. The Crossbone Vanguard show up, and it basically turns out they were expecting mail, and just happened to be in the area.
Okay.
And it was from Kincaid, and also they end up fighting Amuro. They end up fighting a robot clone of Amuro. Because are these a thing in other Gundam BioBrains?
BioBrains. I haven't heard that.
So basically,
it might be something for that might be from F-91.
So basically, it turns out the King of Jupiter, there are 7 copies of him because he has transferred his brain into a bunch of artificial brains, like artificial biological brains, and BioBrains remain a thing for the rest of the run. And to the point where his whole thing feels way more Battle Angel Alita than I was expecting.
Okay.
Like, way more. And then they basically copy Amuro's brain and, like, at least his abilities and put him in, and it's like Amuro is, like, the new type to kick the ass of other new types. So so he's in a souped up, like, what's it called? Amikazu. And, like, oh god, he's killing us. Oh god, he's killing us. There's also the bit where they fight relic Zakus with no legs, 4 arms, and are piloted by chimps. And the chimps kick their ass.
Oh man, okay.
Because they're super chimps that were raised purely with genetic engineering to pilot mobile suits.
Okay.
Can you imagine what the smile I have on my face right now? And then the last series that I read, there's 2 more series that I haven't read yet, which are Ghost and Dust. But the last series is Steel 7, which is 7 Samurai with Gundam.
Okay.
And it's the one where the Dictus comes from.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that's the final, like, bad guy suit. And again, very, like, these are bad people. Good character work in this, I think. But it's 7 Samurai. Nothing good happens to people in 7 Samurai.
It's fine.
It's fine. And it is played like 7 Samurai. I could see one, like, what's it called? The Vigna something. There's one in this that gets remodeled to kind of reflect one of the mobile suits from the first series. So I could see a toy of that. The other ones, they all have to be new molds, but I would kill for some of the designs in this. They are so fucking nuts. Like, there's one that is basically a magical girl. The Diana, something like that. A magic, or it's kind of like Nanako from Kill la Kill. You know?
I thought you meant Persona.
No, Nonan. Sorry, not Nanako. Nonan. Where she's in her troubadour outfit.
Yes.
Imagine that as a Gundam.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I thought it was a really good read, and then I was looking up stuff about the Dictus afterwards, and I just to see what people's reaction was, and I was really disappointed to see the number of people like, God, it got so bad afterwards because look at what they were doing with it.
Yeah, they were having fun.
Yeah, the guy decided to have fun. The guy has had problems. Let him have fun. He made space pirates. But no, like it kind of cemented my absolute love for Crossbone. I really like it. I really want an anime now. I think I want to just like balls to the wall. I would like this is a Gundam you could give to Trigger. Like, and I'd be very happy to see it. But no, like I'd really recommend reading Crossbone, the manga. If you're more into the super side of robots, then probably Strict Gundam.
Yeah.
But I think, like, certainly in the first volume, I think there is enough depth in the interpolitics, as well as the Battle Angel Elita villain, that it'll work for people who want something a bit more serious. And yeah, I do want that blue F91 in some form. I'd get the high grade, but all the yellow bits are stickers. Oh,
yeah.
That's a lot of yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wonder if it's worth waiting for a real grade of it. It might take a long time though, because
Yeah.
real grades are like master grade releases, and there's only like 2 a year for real
and
grades.
I think they've done their 2 for this year. There's
The
the Impulse and something else.
The what? Sorry.
The Force Impulse, and there was something else.
Oh yeah, the Evangelion.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Unfortunately.
And was it Tallgeese this year?
No, that was like last year or the year before.
Yeah. But no, like I would say, like really good. It made me like the full cloth more. I've already said
that's good.
I'm not crazy about the full cloth, but I do like it more now.
It's called marketing, Mikey.
But yeah, I did put in my pre-order for the Dictus.
Woo!
So because I want to support that design and more crazy designs like that. Apparently, in Ghost and Dust, it gets weirder for the design aesthetic. So I am like, I need to read these.
Okay.
Because I've seen a picture of one of the main Gundams, like the Ghost Gundam. And it's kind of like, it's basically kind of like a crossbone mixed with energy.
Oh, okay.
Kind of cool. Like if you were doing, like from what I've seen, if you were doing it as a figure, you would do like energy effect parts for a lot of it.
Oh, I'm looking at images of this. It looked really neat. I think they did like a super deformed version of it or something, didn't they?
Yeah, but like it's got
but then nothing else for some reason.
It's got the little skull, but
yeah.
So, but it's like the Crossbone sequel, and like the X-Zeros from that series as well. Which has different weapons, I think, if I remember right.
Is that the green one?
No, it's the gray Crossbone.
Ah, right, okay.
So it's like the prototype. The prototype of the prototypes. I also really liked how they basically explained how the crossbow, like the cloak completely eliminates beam weapons as an effective weapon.
Right.
And like the whole thing about the Crossbone series as mechs is to make beam weapons as useless as possible. So that this is a melee battle, and in a melee, pretty much nothing can go up against one of these things in an easy straight fight.
Yeah.
Like even the Dictus, like it's super powerful, and just like 1-on-1, I'd still put my money on the X1. But yeah, so after that, I watched 4 episodes of Seed. So from what I understand, Seed is basically kind of like the Gundam equivalent of Force Awakens, where they were trying to revive things, and so there's loads of like not so much references as redos.
Yeah, I could see that.
I approaching this as someone who doesn't have a really good knowledge of the first series, and this is kind of like my first deep dive into Gundam since Wing, and well, no, since G Gundam, but it doesn't. I want it to count, but it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
I want it to count so much,
sure,
but it doesn't count. But I mean, I didn't like the first episode at all. I thought that was very bad pacing, poorly handled, didn't set up any of its characters. Like, didn't really... Like, the best thing about the first episode is it had the Gins, and I really liked them as a mobile suit design.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how I wasn't crazy about the voice acting.
English or Japanese?
Japanese. I felt like something was up with the voice direction. And the art style on the Gundams is fine.
Oh, yeah, it's really
mobile
nice
suits.
on the Gundams.
On the humans, It ain't great, but it's
Oh, it's
hard.
bad.
It's hard for me to criticize it for that because it was made in the early 2000s, and so many shows were doing that style.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, they're really bizarre faces.
Yeah, it's hard to criticize them for matching what everyone else was doing. Episode 2, I think, was just a big step up. We had a bit of character work, not much on Kira.
Yep.
Kira
that's
Yamada.
him.
Yeah, he doesn't yet his character has not been well developed yet, but his role is being developed. In terms I think they really need to add more to him than just my best friend is on the other side.
Oh, Mikey.
Which I know is basically Gundam, but because I know Age does that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping at some point they do more character stuff with him. But
Oh.
they did a little bit with the best friend, a little bit more, just by showing
yeah, with Athrin, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arthur.
Athrin.
Just give him a name.
Athrin Zala.
Also, Momotaros is the bad guy, which is distracting.
Who?
The Char guy. The mask.
I'm trying to think who the Char guy is in that series.
Basically, he's... I don't remember his
'Cause
name is really long and complicated and weird. So it's like it's like that thing where they're all called like French names.
Oh yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
Momo,
yeah.
and I'm just like, this is very distracting. Like it's
right. Yeah.
all I'm hearing is basically Momotaros or Senketsu. And I'm
My
just like,
problem is I remember the dub, and I think it's one of the Vegetas.
you thought you were going to say Steve Blum.
No, it's not Steve Blum.
Probably Drummond, because it won't be Sabat.
Maybe no, I don't.
He wasn't voice acting then.
I might
not
have it
not
wrong.
majorly. He was just like Funimation only at the time.
Let me check.
He
'Cause
still is,
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
Well, no, he's majorly Funimation. He does other shows, but I like the captain. I think I think they're doing a good job setting her up. I like the suave lieutenant fella. Again, I think they're doing a good job setting him up. So they're, I think I would say episode 3 and 4 are better than episode 2. So I do think it's on an upslope. I do think it is improving. I suspect it'll probably end up as a middling show at best.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm going into this without like Universal Century or anything really beyond vague memories of Wing and a deep abiding love of G Gundam and now Crossbone, which is also saying my favorite Gundam shows and media are the Gundam shows and media that people sort of side eye sometimes, you know. But I do want. I'm not going to say I'm hooked, but I am at a stage where I do want to see more.
Sure.
Whether I'm gonna I don't like the Strike Gundam. It's very boring looking, and
Yeah.
this whole color change thing I don't get. I don't.
Sama.
Why would you turn it off?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would you make it so that they can hit you at a point where it's off?
Because it's dramatic.
Nah,
Because it does give a cool effect.
You have a fade filter. You're like,
It does have a cool effect, though. I do like it when it turns on. I don't think it's
I think the strike
relied
looks
on
better.
heavily throughout the series. I think as you go on,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's always on, don't worry.
I actually think the strike at least looks better in the grey and black.
Hmm.
Looks a bit like the full armor, the new
Oh,
full armor.
Raoul Christ, I think his name
Yeah,
is,
that's
and
it.
Mark
Well,
Oliver
I
is the
knew-
voice actor for him in English.
Ah, right. But I don't know. It's weird to me. And I got really overly excited when they said Aegis, because I know that's the Aegis Gundam, and that gets redone into the Aegis Knight for Build Fighters Re-Rise, or it's going to
Yes.
be redone, because that's a new figure. It's not in the show yet, but it's in the intro.
Mm-hmm.
So I got overly excited for that. Really wish that would come off hiatus, but hey, it inconvenienced me, why don't you? So yeah, my opinion of Seed right now is I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't turned me. I will be looking at other Gundam media separate to Seed, but I will, for the moment, Seed will be my primary Gundam viewing.
Yeah, use it as your baseline.
Yeah. I was going to actually watch 0080, which I hear really, really good things, but that's an OVA, and I know that's like tied into a lot of Universal Century stuff.
Which is it? Is it Stardust? Stardust Memory.
I just saw 0080, and I saw it was a 6-episode OVA from the 90s.
Oh, is that War in the Pocket?
Don't know.
Okay, whichever one it is.
I heard good things about it, but again, like I want to do more baseline stuff, and I don't want to do something that's deep in continuity. So I was toying with watching Zeta, just because I saw a Psycho clip, and I love the Psycho Gundam.
It is War in the Pocket. I don't like War in the Pocket. People like War in the Pocket, but I think it's fucking lame.
So, but there's other ones as well. I'll probably do G and Reckonista at some point, but I don't want to because I watched 3 episodes of that when it came out, and I got super bored.
I never did it, but just no one says anything good about it.
I like the repaint that came out for the repaint. No, remold, whatever you call
repaint,
it.
Remold, of the Reconquista into the black version.
Yeah, the G self. I like
that's
that.
really cool.
Yeah, it looks a bit like the Alice, or Altus rather.
Yeah, but I could see that. That's fair.
Yeah, so Seed, not in love with it, not hating it.
Yeah, it's a middling show.
No. Also, spoilers, Christoph said on Facebook, there's a scene in the Seed Astray manga where someone throws a giant sword at a battleship and kills it. And then
sword?
No. When I say giant sword, I mean giant sword.
Sure, yeah.
And
no, I know what he's talking about. I haven't read it, but I've seen the model, so I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I've looked in it. It's the red frame.
No, it's the blue one that has the big sword.
No, but like the red frame has a giant katana.
Yeah.
Gerbera.
See, there is a version of both of those that also have a bigger sword.
Yeah, but
it's transformed from the backpack, I think.
No, this is just like they at some point they make a ship-sized katana.
Yeah. I've got the red astray.
Yeah, and they just give it to him, and he throws it at another ship. So I will probably be reading the Astray manga during the week.
I hear the manga stuff for Seed is okay at the very least. So
there's also a 5-minute thing for that, so I might watch that.
For the Red Astray stuff. Yeah, I heard something about that too.
But yeah, that's kind of my Gundam stuff. Last thing of note, 2 small things to note. Well, one's not so small, but I got the IDW Flame Toys Optimus and built him there yesterday. No, the day before yesterday. He's a really fun build. He's pretty damn solid. He's very quick. Quicker than I was expecting.
You mean to put together?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting him to be this quick. But then again, I suppose my perspective's changed a bit now. I spent a week building a Zoid. Oh.
Well, no, that's not true. You spent a week panel lining a Zoid.
True. Which is up on my Facebook if anyone has me and wants to see. Might throw it up in the Moonbase Facebook, actually. But, there is panel lining to be done in this guy, but not a crazy amount. He doesn't need a lot of paint. Does need some stickers. I tried doing the knees in paint and it ended so badly I just switched to stickers. But they're Flame Toy stickers, so they're pretty solid and easy to put on. But you need Autobot logos and stuff like that. Overall, I'm really happy with this guy. He's got really solid articulation. There's some simple gimmicks like how the back of the leg collapses and how the legs are on sort of almost figure art, old school figure art hinges. In a way. Good, just overall really solid articulation. I'd say he's the best articulated of the Flame Toys figures I've played with.
Okay.
So also I would say right now I have the 3 I really wanted to have, which is the 2 IDW figures and the Nemesis. So I mean I want to pick up the Thundercracker at some point, but I have the 3 I was really deep into. I also got to try out my poor ink panel liner. I don't know if I'm not particularly good with it, so there are a lot of spaces where I feel like I could have cleaned it up better, but it also kind of gives this sort of gradient effect sometimes, which I kind of like when you're cleaning it up.
Okay.
Maybe it was the lighter fluid I was using. I wasn't using the best one, but I made for really clean lines, really clean lines. I would say if you can do it really well and you're into model making, I would automatically say it's better than just a liner pen.
Ooh.
And I like my liner pen. But yes, I've become that guy who's built 4 kits and now if I could inform you.
Let me tell you the best way to do the things.
The other thing was game-wise, kind of jumped back and forth between things during the week. Hardcore Mecha, which is a 2D mecha game. It's not bad actually, but I'm not very far into it. Sakura Wars, which is a dating mecha game.
I've heard of that.
The story's not bad, in all honesty. I haven't hit the dating part of it yet, or at least I don't think I have. But the mech combat is not fantastic, but I'm hoping it gets upgraded.
In terms of what? What do you mean?
Mech, it feels soft. It's a bit simplistic, but
Oh, okay. That's okay. Right.
but no, like the visual style is very familiar, and I can't decide why. I'm sure I've seen this kind of art design before.
Senran Kaguya. Is that it?
No, I need to still finish the second campaign of that. That game was too well written for what it was. I've said this before. That game should not have been as well written as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just saying. And the other thing I bought this. Oh God, 8 months ago on a big sale, and just like I was scrolling through my game library, and I was just like, sure, why not? So yesterday and a bit of today, I was playing Far Cry Primal, which is Far Cry, but 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
With taming. So, I have only done a couple of story missions. I've mostly just been wandering around, exploring, and decided like, I'll see how hard it is to tame things. It's really easy to tame things. Too easy, in all honesty. I've already basically the top tame is the Sabertooth, right?
Okay.
So you would say that's like halfway through end game kind of tame, right?
Sure.
I'm 3 hours in. I've got it.
Oh.
In fact,
Okay.
I've got almost all of them, bar the leopard and the black jaguar.
Okay.
And I'm just like including, which it's just that like basically, if you throw bait, animal eats bait. While it's eating bait, you rock up to it and hold square.
So it's not the most complex system.
No, there's no anything to it. Like, so I have problems with Horizon Zero Dawn. But the gameplay of that game was really solid, and how the hacking and taming works with that kicks the shit out of Primal, because it feels like it's skill. You have to like pin the machines down before you can get control of them. Like, I really liked that, especially when you got something massive. Like the fact you can like hack and control everything in that game, whereas in Primal you've just got the carnivores and you can ride mammoths. The combat, I'm hoping it's just because it's very early days, but the Far Cry combat what little I played of it never really felt like it was built around melee.
No.
It was guns. But you've got bow and arrow in this, but most of your weapons so far are spear and club. So I'm hoping it gets a bit more advanced, but right now it's like basically your combat options are let the animal do it, or hit them with a club. And I tend to lean towards let the animal do it. Which
Lazy.
looks cooler.
Lazy.
I just like you have to get up really close to them, and then I'm like, am I hitting them? And there's no health indicator.
I don't think a lot of first-person games lend themselves well to melee. Like sometimes they can be fine, but a game that's purely melee-based or heavily melee-based, there are rare ones that are like, oh yeah, this is really good. Like what was the game called on the Xbox where you beat up hobos with the pipes?
Oh, Saints Row?
No, that wasn't first person.
No, true. I know the one.
Do you know the one I mean?
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, it
you're
was
talking about.
a horror-based one. It got a sequel.
Yeah, I don't remember the game though.
Whatever that one was called.
But yeah, I don't know about the story yet. Like the cavemen talk like a caveman language. I kind of wish they didn't. This is probably the primal bias in me, but I think you'd have gotten as effective storytelling with grunts and visuals.
Okay.
But like, I'm not trying to be hard in the game. I'm only a couple of hours into it. I'm just saying, like, the thing I spent most of my time at, which was a few hours taming, I'm just like, you made it too easy. I should not have an end game tame now. And it makes even fighting groups a bit too easy. So
Right.
but
That's a shame.
I'm gonna plow ahead with it for a bit and see what I think. Like I said, it's just been sitting there on my hard drive for months. So anyway, Andy, what about you?
What have I been up to this week? Well, I used the lawnmower that I bought last week and destroyed the lawn, which was desperate need. It's the first time I've had one with wheels on versus a hover one, which I had before. I was just using it going, oh my god, the power! I felt glorious destroying nature, as it always does. So I did that. Not super exciting, I grant you. I got the another DLC pack for Total War Warhammer 2, which is the Warden and the Paunch, which adds in a new hero for the elves, who I can't remember off the top of my head, and also adds in Grom the Paunch, who is a goblin who ate some troll meat, and because troll meat keeps on regenerating, he needs to keep eating food to try and help digest said food, so he became a very, very fat, large troll. Think of the Goblin King from Lord of the Rings, or The Hobbit, I should say, but without the wobbly chin. Similar idea, I guess. That's a really good DLC pack for it. There was also a free patch to help fix the orcs in general, as well as the Warden stuff, which added more units to the orcs and everything like that. And the new mechanics really make the orcs actually playable. Since they were a carryover from Total War 1, they had all of the issues that Total War Warhammer 1 races had, which were they didn't feel unique. They didn't have a lot of mechanics to make them feel thematic for the faction, and a lot of their troops were just shit. Like orcs should be a force to be reckoned with, but they were just terrible in Total War 1. And now now they're good. They're really strong. Maybe they're probably too strong, and they'll probably get nerfed at some point down the line. But at the moment, they're just ridiculously strong, which is great. It's so much fun. And it's not a super expensive DLC one. It's just like one of the smaller DLC packs. So I was happy about that. So I've been paunching it up and eating the food like Grom would want. I also did the Vilnes show, obviously, which we talked about. Been watching more Benny Sisko, which we talked about at the beginning of the show. And I've also started painting some Warhammer stuff again after I hadn't done it since like probably a few months before Gruff's bachelor party last year. So that was a long time ago. So trying to get back in and get some more painting done there. Bought a LED lamp because the lamp I had was a big hobby lamp, and got really hot really quick, and thus would dry out paints quite quickly. So the LED one will mean I don't sweat while painting, which will be nice. It also has a magnifier on it, which I'm trying to get used to. To hold up a model, hold up a paintbrush, and then look through a lens, which is quite weird to do when you're not used to it. Especially when you're trying to get in some of the weird angles on ghost figures, where you're trying to paint inside of them because they're hollow, because they're ghosts, they're spoopy ghosts. I also did a podcast with George and Griff today, as we talked about the new. I won't say releases because they weren't releases. It was more the show, like showing what's coming. They're showing what's coming, which is a new edition of Warhammer 40,000, new Necron models, as well as new Space Marine models. So there's a big podcast. It's not out yet, obviously, because we only recorded it a few hours ago at this point. But that will be coming out at some point in the future. And that might be it. That might be the week, just a general working for the rest of the week, I suppose. And lamenting life, as one tends to do. I should really write lists down of what I've done in the week to make sure I get it all. But I really don't think anything of real significance happened, to be honest. But, that's the world we live in at the moment, isn't it?
Nothing's happening.
Yeah, not really. Not a huge amount. But, fun enough. I'm looking forward to getting back more into painting. So, yeah, hopefully I won't get bummed out when I'm finished them and I go, man, these aren't very good, which is what stopped me from continuing last time as well. One of a few things at least, so we'll see how that goes. We did have a question. From Bisto Yeti.
Bisto Yeti, the tastiest of Yetis.
Exactly. Bisto. It concerns UK conventions, so the little
terrible.
Oh shit! So here's what was written. So with TF Nation cancelled and them doing the weekend online to fill the gap, we also have a few things going on. First up, Bots at Home on the weekend, 1st to the 2nd of August, and a few of the tubers, myself included, are planning on uploading a ton of content and trying to help raise money for Mary's Meals. And then he gives a link, which is www.justgiving.com/fundraising/bots@home. I'm sure this link will be available during this big event, so keep your eye out for that and donate to a good charity cause if you like. Also, the TF UK Facebook group are trying to get a new convention off the ground, aiming for the 27th of March at the Apollo Hotel in Birmingham. I don't think that's one we've been to, the Apollo Hotel, so that'll be somewhere else there.
Oh, no, that's a new one to me.
And also gave us a link, which I clicked on, and it says, sorry, this content is not available right now. So I wish I could check that out, but it won't let me. I don't know whether that's because it's coming through an email or whatnot. But Mikey, what do you think of TF UK, another Transformers convention, again taking its place up in Birmingham? For me, I know it won't be something I can attend because that's how life is for me now. I can't go anywhere.
You don't.
But what about yourself? You are free. You can do things.
I think it does slightly run the danger of A or B.
Well, I wouldn't say so because it takes place in March rather than August.
True, but it's also like, which convention do you go to if you have enough money for one convention?
That's true. Yeah. Are you suggesting then it's more of a more local vicinity-ish area than the far travelers?
Wasn't Strictly Transformers used to be on a lot?
Oh, Roll Out Roll Call.
Yeah, that ran into. So basically, that's what that ran into. A lot of the people who went to Roll Out Roll Call had the choice of going there or going to the Transformers convention for the year. And it meant Roll Out Roll Call ended up having a small but dedicated group. But, you know, it never... It depends what you're looking for, basically. If TF UK is intended to be that, it's a bit more of an intimate experience, that's great. Or if they want to take the TF Con route of, say, like, this is basically the spring TF Nation, not a bad thing. I just hope that it doesn't suffer. Like, I hope. Two things I hope. One, that it doesn't suffer from a lack of attendees because people are saving their money for TF Nation.
Yeah.
And two, that it's a really good experience. I really hope if you go, if I happen to be in the UK or if I had a bit of spare cash at the time and we're not all locked indoors, I'd certainly consider it. Have a Gundam wing, and I'll definitely consider it at this stage.
You're so fickle now, Mikey. It's all about Gundam now.
I don't like becoming this guy. Also, other model
I
kits.
wouldn't say you were ever against Gundam, but you were kind of iffy on Gundam for the longest time.
But now, I don't know. But also other model kits as well. Like, I saw some retro stuff, like new kits of retro designs, and I want them so badly.
Yeah. The problem is, like, when you get a Gundam kit, you just see how much... I hate to say it, how much better the quality is on them than a lot of kits. Not all, obviously.
Like, I've got a good sampling now. Like, I'd say, if I was putting it quality-wise right now, I'd say Gundam, Flame Toys, Zoids, and a big jump down to Motoroid. And Figure-Eyes, it's a bit more dependent on the figure, but they're not... They feel kind of like above Motoroid, below Zoids.
Yeah, they're not as good as Gundams, though, unfortunately.
But also, like, Flame Toys, first run of figures, really high quality, well done them. But yeah, like, I really hope it does well for stuff. Like I said, if I had the money, or if I have the money at the time, and I've got the time, sure, I'd certainly look to do it. Give us a podcast panel and give us free stuff. We'll definitely go.
I won't be able to go, but Mikey could go.
Oh yeah, definitely. But no, in all seriousness, like, check out the link, guys. Look it up. Find out what you can about it. See if it's for you. I hope it does really well.
Yeah, it's always I always wish like a new convention look, but I think you make a fair point that because there is that split of how much money do people have. Obviously, people from outside of the UK won't be able to go to both. Obviously, I think it being a better location than Roll Out Roll Call, it being in Birmingham, which is granted still a trek for some people, but it's not going all the way down to south to Portsmouth or near Portsmouth, which is where Roll Out Roll Call was. So that was always a nightmarish journey for anyone. Well, I'd say above Birmingham to go to, or even Birmingham.
Yeah. I'm just always with Transformers, especially. I'm very aware that we're not the anime community.
No,
we don't have like a couple of million people spread across the UK who are perfectly willing to go to 6 conventions, or this convention will take this amount, this convention will take this amount, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, an anime convention contains all of anime. The equivalent would be a general toy show, like an 80s toy show. That would
robot
be
show
the
or
only way.
something,
Yeah, that'd be the only way to kind of equivalent the pull, because it's such a focused event versus an anime convention.
Yeah. 'Cause, like,
which is like I get annoyed when people say I don't like anime, and I go, what don't you like about it? And they say, well, I've seen Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, yeah, but that's like saying you don't like movies because you saw the Dragon Ball Evolution movie. Believe it or not, there are a lot of different genres out there than just the Dragon Ball movie. Or Dragon Ball in general.
Or like for someone that's like, oh, I don't like it because boobs, and I'm just like, there's other animes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many. Just like, you don't have to watch the one with the boobs.
No.
You don't even have to watch one with any boobs. There's the yaoi ones. There's loads of those. They're doing quite well. There's the yaoi harem ones if you do want a harem anime. Like, there's plenty. I think there's one airing now that's doing quite well for itself.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the genre is so vast, and there's so many animes out there, which obviously can be difficult then to find the one that hits your taste. Yeah. But, you know, don't write it off.
Matt said he had a friend whose husband was like, no, anime sucks, and she'd been trying to get him into it for years.
Yeah.
And she fell on one that got him, and I'm very surprised which one it was. It was Parasite.
Oh, Parasite the Maxim.
That's an unusual one to break through your boundaries.
It's not the one I would think, but it's got the horror elements to it, which maybe helps, I guess.
But great show. Great. Love
light
the show.
Horror.
But yeah, so getting back to the topic, guys, please make sure to check out every information on this convention, guys.
Sure.
And see if it's for you. And genuinely, like, all jokes aside, really hope this does well. I would love to see
totally.
a second base. You know, I would love to say, like, hey, are you missing the convention lifestyle, all the friends you don't see at the moment, you don't want to wait another year to see them? You don't have to.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, send a link and I'll put it up on the Twitter, and I'll have it up on Facebook or whatever. Yeah, I mean, the event and Tad?
No, I think we've pretty much covered it, Mr. Mikey. And I think we're done for the show this week, unless you can think of anything else. Has anything tickled your little pickle puss?
I think I've talked enough.
I
found something.
Oh, so you haven't finished talking? Okay.
No, I just saw it, and I was just like, I found it. I found this during the week. I'm amazed. I lost this, and I found it again.
Right. Hey, there he is.
My boy's back.
Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go again.
I found all my memories. I didn't know where they were.
Right. Well then, Mr. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can contact me on Twitter as Irish Paleo. You can also send us a message over on the Moonbase 2 Twitter, on Facebook, on Libsyn, and of course the Moonbase 2 email, moonbase2@gmail.com. We're always looking for feedback. We like answering our questions or shilling your shows if that's the case. We have one of the Patreon shows done.
I need to just put it on the Patreon at this point.
Which is me talking about the SCP project, which I just randomly got into lately.
Was the image I made for it appropriate? Because it sounded like it was.
Yeah,
it could be.
It could be.
Okay,
but basically, any image works for SCP.
Okay. Okay.
The basic thing. And we're gonna. We should have the other one done this week. We do need to sort of comic show, but I think that might be the start of next month. Partly because there's no comics. So we need to pick something to read, and I haven't had really the energy to look it up. But yeah, what about you, Andy?
You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, and on YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month to get the extended version of From the Files of Teletron 2, like Mikey said. The Patreon show, which is Moonbase Woo Woo, and any interviews early and whatnot. Or you can head over to ccbunker.weebly.com to get the things where we're on other shows, if possible. Or if we are, like, there'll be a link to the show I was on with Mr. Gruff.
I was on a show with George this week, which is up on his YouTube, which I think I shared. which we talked about adult cartoons with terrible audio. My side, I'm afraid. But,
damn it, Mikey.
mm,
Right. Well, that's us done for this week. I can't think of anything else I need to mention as I look around. I think that's it then. Thank you, Mikey, for joining me on this week's episode, and we will catch you next week, everybody.
for some reason, I'm trying to think of a Bane quote.
Don't.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.